Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is amazing, wonderful, awesome, inspiring to be here with you today. Thank you for being here to talk about your destiny and how to create it. It's very simple, requires effort, simple effort, in my opinion, glorious, wonderful, wondrous effort. Because in every minute of every day, you are creating your destiny, your life. You're free to be who it is that you want to be, aren't you? It's your choice. Welcome to Success Through Meditation. I'm Shakti, coming to you from a lineage of enlightenment to help you to see, honor, and love the light within yourself so that you can see, honor, and love the light within others. You get to choose to live the life you want with limitless possibilities. The only possibilities that we find that are limited are the constraints that we put on ourselves. You are born with and continue to have every minute of every day limitless possibilities. It is your birthright. And so because of that, you can transcend all the rules, all the patterns and ideas that you were given, so that you can choose. You can move beyond all of these ideas, all of these rules, all of these constraints that you were given. You can choose to be totally original, which you are. You are totally original. There is only one you. There is not more than one you. There's only one you. Yeah, there is this thing about doppelgangers, but doppelgangers, people who look like you somewhere on the planet, right? They say there's someone who looks like you, but they are not you. And they can't be like you because there is only one original, creative you. And you can choose in every moment of every day, given your limitless possibilities, you can choose peace. You can choose light. And you can choose wonder. You can choose wonder. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we believe for ourselves? What do we believe is possible? What do you think is possible for yourself? Belief is so powerful, isn't it? It is so powerful because you become who it is that you identify with. Your belief in who and what you are is very accurate. It's very accurate. It literally dictates your life, who you believe you are, who you think you are, what rules that you succumb to, what rules that you obey dictate who you are. It's quite accurate. It dictates your life, your existence, and your reality. Your life is a very clear reflection of what you believe to be possible for you. And so when you see the limitless possibilities, it opens up so many doors, so many windows into other possibilities for you, other dimensional realities for you. So how do you become a master, creator of your own destiny, of your own beliefs? How do you become the master? How do you shift the power to create your reality and give yourself the gift of transformation? That is the question, isn't it? How do you do this? Well, I have some ideas. The first order of business is to realize that you were given your beliefs. You didn't dream them up. You were given most of your beliefs, your ideas, and your vision of who you are. If your ideas, your beliefs of who you are positive, empowering, filled with light, then those probably are your ideas. If they are, conversely, not empowering, negative views and ideas of who you are, those were given to you. Those beliefs were given to you. And it's important that we learn to become aware of which is which. Most of them were given to you, very simply. Most of your beliefs, most of your ideas about who you are were given to you. So then the things to do are as follows. Number one, to raise your awareness. Raise your awareness and become very aware of where each belief, where each idea, each rule that you have for your life, where it comes from. Raise your awareness and lift your perceptions to see life in another way, in many other ways, in a way that you create, a way that you design, so that you become the master of your ship, you're the captain of your own ship. So you first become aware, raise your awareness. Then you dissolve and restructure yourself to create a new view. And you do this, of course, through the practice of meditation. Let me repeat that. You dissolve and restructure yourself to have a new view, to have many new views of how you might see yourself. And of course, I would suggest that you see yourself in a very beautiful light, that you see yourself as the light being that came to Earth to have a wonderful experience. Again, depending on your views of yourself and your beliefs of yourself, to have a wonderful experience. You didn't come here to have a bad time. You didn't come here to be miserable. You decided to come to this planet to have this experience, being a light being, having a human experience. You chose it. I know that this is a concept that might be a little foreign to some, but it is quite familiar to most of our planet, most of the people on our planet, that you decided, you made this choice to come to Earth to learn and to have a great time, to have fun, to be happy. That's the point, isn't it? To be happy? That is the point. Because when you're happy, you then have the ability to give more. You have the ability to spread that happiness, that love, that light. When you have thoughts, beliefs, feelings that are not empowering, you don't many times have the energy to do for others, to serve others. Because along with your happiness, the point of living is to serve life, to serve others, to serve all sentient beings. That is the best purpose, isn't it? To have fun, to be good. I mean, sorry, not to be good, to have a good life, to have a good life and to serve, of course. So then, the next order of business is to dissolve, to take the time to dissolve the glue that has binded yourselves together, to loosen your perceptions of yourself, to dissolve the glue that has binded your own thoughts of yourselves into such a hard, confined way of thinking. So take the time to dissolve the glue, again, through the practice of meditation. Then raise your energy, raise your vibration. your frequency through the practice of meditation. This melts your solid perceptions. It melts the glue that binds your, most of the time, very destructive thoughts about yourself. This becomes a very natural progression with meditation, that your energy is raised, your frequency, your vibration is raised, because then you can attract more of who you are. You attract more light, more love, more abundance, more of anything that your heart desires. When you vibrate at that frequency, you attract more of that. Conversely, when your thoughts are negative, when your feelings are more in the negative realm, you attract more of that. And one must ask oneself, is that what you want? Is that what I want? Do I want to feel these negative feelings? Do I want to think these negative thoughts about myself? And so we take action if we don't, to change, to shift our beings, to radically decide on a new way of living, on a new way of seeing life. We make these decisions. We choose to think more positively about ourselves. And truly, what is there not to think positively about? You are a light-filled being living a human life. That is not egotistical. That is truth. You are perfect in every sense of the word. Maybe one would say perfectly imperfect in every sense. Learning, growing, shifting, raising your awareness, raising your vibratory energy, raising your frequency so that you attract more of that. And we do this through the practice of meditation. That's when the actions become necessary. Meditate. But it's a very natural progression that your vibration is raised, your frequency is raised as you practice more and more, as you practice daily. It just is. It just is what happens as you meditate daily. And so it does us a very positive thing to realize that you are not your thoughts. We are not our thoughts. As your awareness expands through the practice of meditation, you learn to catch your thoughts. You learn to create a mind shift. As the practice of meditation raises your awareness so that you get to choose what thoughts you want to hold in your mind. You go from thoughts of lack, failure, disappointment, to abundance, to success and joy. What a wonderful thing. What a great idea, right? To raise your awareness, to meditate through the practice of meditation, to become more successful and more joy-filled. You realize that with every challenge, with every problem, you receive a clue, a gift to lead you to your next move, your next step, as you learn to trust in the generosity of Source. You release your fears, the fears that have been given to you, that have been placed in your mind, that have been placed in your being. You learn to release these as you learn to control your mind, as you learn to become more aware of what thoughts you're holding in your mind through the practice of meditation. And then we get organized. You get organized with your thinking, your life, and you create a flow that moves with ease and grace. This is the organized part. This is the doing part of what you might, the directions that you might go once you begin to become more and more aware of your life and your thinking. And so, in getting organized, you take stock. Take stock of your life. This is a time of great, great change with powerful moments in your life. Writing down what drains you, writing down what empowers you with pen to paper. Write these things down. I'm not a big fan of creating as you type. I am a big fan, however, of you putting your pen to paper and writing about your life. These are powerful things that you can do to raise your energy, raise your vibration. Get organized. Write it down. Write down what it is that you need to do with your life to become more and more empowered. So you write down your goals, and you do this with flexibility, leaving the door open to eternity to bring more and more of that view from source, from God, from eternity into your writing, into your organization. We write them down and we assess what has worked in your life. What's worked? Write it down. What has not worked? What has not been good? Write it down. What needs to go? This is a good one. What needs to be gone in your life? What needs to go? And what you want to do in the days, weeks, months, years ahead. Do this now. Get organized now. Empower yourselves now. Write it down. So with awareness through the practice of meditation, the events in your days, the events in your lives begin to organize themselves. It's a wonderful thing. It just happens. This is how it goes. I'm giving you kind of the map, the roadmap of what happens in your life through the practice of meditation. The events in your lives begin to organize themselves into this beautiful work of art that is your life, that is your destiny, that is the art of you. This is what begins to happen. It's a very natural process as you begin to meditate. And most importantly, the thing that is most important is that you love yourselves. Most of us were not taught to love ourselves. And so we must learn to love ourselves. I've done many talks on this subject. But suffice it to say that there are tiny things that you can do just on a moment-to-moment basis. Tell yourself that you love yourself every morning in the mirror. Look at yourselves, look yourselves in the eyes and say, I love you. I love you. Love every part of yourselves. When you're in the shower, be grateful for the hands that are able to hold your loved ones. Be grateful for the arms that can hug. Be grateful for the legs that carry you wherever it is that you want to go. Be grateful for every part, every ounce, every cell in your body, every cell that depends on you for their well-being. Take care of your bodies so that you can enjoy the ride fully. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Do things that empower you. Be around people who support you, who love you. Don't be around those who don't. Our relationships are our most draining moments. But, sometimes it's love, and that's why we do it. We give of ourselves because of love. But there are times in relationships when it's time to let go, to love maybe from a distance, to love in an unattached way. That is the most pure and wonderful way to love anyone. Detached. We love in a detached way, not expecting anything in return, no expectations. That is true love. And we learn to do this by getting organized, by loving ourselves first. So I would suggest that you reflect on your life, reflect on the past years, maybe the past year, the past months. Reflect on these and write down what has worked, what hasn't, and empower yourselves on a daily basis through the practice of meditation. For those of you who are new to the practice of meditation, part of our understanding in life is to be grateful. That is the highest human sentiment that you can have, gratitude. Gratitude for all that is, all that was, all that will be, and to be grateful in this moment. Because in this moment, there is no sadness. There is no past to worry about and to be regretful about. There is no future to worry more about. There is only this moment. And in this moment, we can be grateful and happy and joy-filled. Even when the world around us is chaotic, even when there are challenges swirling around you, in this moment, when you bring yourselves back to this moment, it all goes away. It all disappears. And if you are thinking about the past or the future, you're not here. Be here in this moment. Appreciate it all. Be grateful for everything. All of the experiences that you have had and will have. Be grateful. So every morning or every day when we wake up, we take a shower or at the very least wash our hands and face, and we sit. Your back is straight so that the kundalini energy is able to move freely through your subtle physical bodies. Up and down the Sushumna, the Ida and the Pingala, the kundalini energy grows as you meditate. This energy is your life force, which allows you to live and be here with joy. Right? So we sit up nice and straight. Tummy is empty, wide awake, don't fall asleep. Yes, there are many modalities in meditation, many. Some say, yeah, sure, lay down, go to sleep. All of them work, just pick one. The one that I teach says, stay awake. It is your highest time of the day. Why would you want to fall asleep? Right? Stay awake, be awake. And at night when you meditate, if you meditate before you go to sleep, which I highly recommend to sort of wash away the day and the activities that have been there, right? If you're tired, if you're sleepy, just make it a shorter meditation. Sit up nice and straight. Okay, so we're nice and straight. We're sitting up. You can sit in a chair with your feet on the floor or legs crossed on a pillow on the floor. Either way, your hands are resting very comfortably in your lap. We use several points of focus. You can use the chakras. We have 7 to 8 primary chakras, arguably 8 primary chakras that you can focus on. We place a yantra on the screen. A yantra is an ancient geometric design that is there to help you to calm the mind. And so we gaze at the center of the yantra. We'll do this in just a few moments. You gaze at the center of the yantra to calm the mind. The center is called the bindu. It's a tiny point in the very center of the yantra. We also use music. Our music is infused with enlightened energy, produced, performed, created by a fully enlightened being, my teacher, to help you to meditate more easily, more deeply, to sort of block all of the thoughts, impressions, ideas of all of the billions of people on our planet. And so when you focus on that music, it takes you very high, very happy, and totally focused when you focus on the music. But focusing on yantras, chakras, mantras. A mantra is our Sanskrit syllables. You may have heard the word Om. You can chant this or others over and over. 108 times is the suggested amount of times. And then after you have chanted, let go. Let go. So at the end of our meditation, we bow, forehead to the ground, in gratitude, offering our meditation to eternity, to God, to Source. And we sit for just a minute to allow your being to absorb the meditation that you've just had. Thoughts may come and go during your meditation. Just let them go. Let them float by like clouds in the sky, birds, a flock of birds flying by. Let your thoughts go as well. Don't get stuck in a thought. Don't allow this thought to take you down the rabbit hole. No, let it go. And connect with light. That is the point. To connect with the light of your true self, your own being, the truth in who you are. As we prepare to meditate, I'm going to take myself off camera so that we can begin to relax the body. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and hold for the count of 3 at the top. Focus your attention on your eyes, the muscles around your eyes, and relax your eyes. As you do, your jaw muscles, your facial muscles will also begin to relax. If you have any tension whatsoever in your scalp, relax your scalp. Relax your neck, your throat. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your upper arms, your lower arms. Relax your hands and your fingers. Relax. 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 As you sit up, as straight as is comfortable for you, maybe even a little uncomfortable, Relax all of the muscles in your back. Relax your abdomen, releasing all of the muscles in your abdomen. Relax your hips. Relax your upper legs, your lower legs. Relax your feet and your toes. Relax, relax, relax. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly. As you exhale, mentally picture all tiredness, tension, and fatigue leaving you. Now turn your attention to the crown of your head. Visualize that a wave of golden light is entering into you at the top of your head and passing throughout your entire body. Imagine the golden light passing from the crown of your head through your neck, shoulders, arms, chest, stomach, lower back, and down your legs to your feet. As you imagine the golden light passing throughout your body, feel yourself relaxing. Picture another wave of golden light entering through the crown of your head and visualize it passing through your entire body and then leaving through the soles of your feet. Feel that wave after wave of golden light that passes through your body removes more of your tension, quiets your mind, and helps you to enter farther and deeper into a state of meditation. Picture that the waves of golden light have now become a solid river of golden light that is constantly passing through you. Picture this golden light expanding beyond your body and filling up the entire room. Then visualize the golden light expanding beyond the earth, beyond the sky, and into the infinite. Feel that the golden light is constantly passing through you and washing all of your tensions, problems, and worries beyond you, beyond the earth, beyond the sky, and into the infinite. Continue visualizing the golden stream of light passing through you into the first several minutes of our meditation music, and then let go. Let go and let eternity do with you what it will. Now, let's meditate. Namaste. Thank you for being with us today. To learn more about creating your own destiny. It's why you're here. To enjoy life, to be happy, to serve others, to be your light-filled self. Thank you. I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you for being here. Namaste. The light in me sees, honors, and so loves the light in you. I'll see you soon. Thanks.